not do it. He skipped me, went to Carlos Valdez, and Carlos agreed to reduce the second DWI down. I went to Carlos and said, did you know there was a victim? Did you know that there was a breath test? He said, no. So the defense attorney didn't tell you that? No. You want me to call him back? No, I've already made up my mind. And so within a week or two of not being Mr. Valdez yes man, I get reassigned back to the gang unit. So one of the things that, as the leader of the district attorney's office, I would do is I would not sell out victims of crime. It's easy to move cases when you allow things called pretrial diversions for driving while intoxicated. And that's been going on in the recent administration. So when a person successfully completes pretrial diversion, it can be expunged from the record. I think if you drive drunk, you'll be held accountable. And I will teach my prosecutors that you will not be giving any special deals to people just to move cases more quickly and to build up your numbers falsely. It's the quality of the disposition of the case, not the quantity. And if I missed another question.
Yeah, I thought, what about recruitment, retention? In other words, how are you going to go about trying to recruit people to come and serve in the DA's office? But and in terms of retention, HRD is basically training. What kind of
retention would come about with the help of Commissioner Pusley, Judge Neal, Commissioner McComb, and the other two folks.
Okay.
And just paying prosecutors what they're worth, paying them for their education, for the training, and that would help keep lawyers there, for them to have opportunity for advancement in the office, so it's not stagnant. That will help keep people there. But people will use the district attorney's office for 3 or 4 years and then leave for their own private practice. But if they can make a decent income, they'll stay. I lived in an apartment for 8 years before I was able to get a house working for the district attorney's office.
All right, will you be actually, if they're responsible for that, are you going to be in there advocating for these kinds of things? Because that's part of what, at least my vision, and from what I've been reading in terms of leadership, is not just saying that you need it, but actually going out there and advocating. Would you be doing, if you're willing to do that?
Well, absolutely. There is, I'm the border prosecutor right now in Toledo. And what the governor of the state of Texas has a program where they pay $100,000 a year, and it's renewed every 2 years. That means the commissioner's court could justify allowing a seasoned prosecutor to come in and stay, and that money would be paid from the state of Texas as opposed to the county commissioner's court. And there are grants out there. There are avenues to pursue that have not been done in the past.
Next, number 2 question has to do with your ability of campaigning and electability. What are your plans in terms of organizing and running your campaign, being able to fundraise, being able to actually go out and recruit people that are going to go out and do that? Again, as a precinct chair, one of my jobs is to actually be able to do that. I'm just wondering, will you be able to resource your campaign to make sure you win?
Well, one of the things that I tried to prove to as many of you as I possibly could, there were 49 that were on the list, is my wife, Amanda, was by my side from the beginning. And she and I drove out to each one of your houses to say, hey, this is who I am, here's my resume. If you have any questions of me directly, here's my cell phone number, you can ask me. I try to create as much personal contact as possible. When I grow up, I want to be Guy Williams in his block walking. because he has set the bar pretty high for block walking, and that's the model I try to follow as far as going and working and leaving cards with people And then after talking to you, I sent you a follow-up card saying, hey, thank you for visiting with me, thank you for allowing me to your home, and be as courteous as possible. There's some doctors who I believe have known what I've provided for the community and will help in the financial support of a friend whose job is actually he's a fundraiser. And so I have complete confidence that the Republican Party will come together to support all the candidates.
Okay, these following questions are for Ms. Jimenez. Your opponent had sent me this brochure, and you probably have seen it already, about there was about this notion that was called a joke. And the question is, I'm a state employee, my regular job, and one of the things that I have to do, and in fact, I'm one of the few people in the state of Texas that I spend state and federal money on my signature. The majority of state funds is funded through, has to go through there. I don't remember what the name of it is. There's a commission and that has to approve it. I'm one of the few that spends funds on my signature. I just by my signature, I can spend. In fact, I spend probably about $200,000 a year in terms of state and federal money. And the question is doing this kind of thing, is that really an effective use of state and county resources?
And I can explain that to you. To directly answer you, probably not. To explain to you what the situation is and what the circumstances were, the one thing that Mr. Sales didn't put in the binder was the affidavit from the victim's father saying that he requested me to stop the defense attorney from using that language, that exact language. The victim's father was the one who actually helped find out how that document was taken from the district attorney's office. He wrote an affidavit. This was a trial that went on for over a year, that was heated and contested. And I can tell you, sir, that in the heat of battle, sometimes we don't think as clearly, and we don't make the best decisions. And I think Mr. Sells is a testament of that in what he's done in the heat of this battle. That's the best way I can answer your question.
Okay, another thing that your opponent had mentioned is, in his brochure said that you did not vote in the Republican primary. Is that true or not?
It is not true, sir.
So you did vote?
I did vote in the Republican
All right,
primary.
that's what I appreciate you clarifying the record on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Could I request that the questions be minimized a little bit and minimize the time on the answers, sir?
Absolutely. Let's try to keep the questions pointed and the answers brief. Y'all done well so far. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Anita Case in Precinct 9, and I was wondering, Mr. Sales, why you had to resign so early from 2012?
Well, here's the answer for that. I could have waited till a year beforehand. Hello. Okay. I could have waited until January 1st, 2012, and then resigned. Then I don't have a job. I've got a house payment. It's about $1,250 a month. I have a wife and a 7-year-old son that I'm responsible for feeding. My dad has been living with me.
You answered that question.
All right. Thank you.
Is there any other questions for you? Anyone else on the second row have a question for the candidates? Back row, anybody have a question for the candidates?
Sure.
I want to make sure you get all your questions answered. Chair recognizes Mr. Dishman.
This question's for Mr. Sells. Here a while back, you had run for the position of judgeship in Nueces County. And now you're running for district attorney. Is this just something that you want to get involved in as a game of politics? Or are you actually looking for a serious position